And now, suspense.
There are certain things, there are certain films and all that that belong at a certain time because only in that time could that have happened. So when you try to do it with a more modern twist or something like that, you're just like, this doesn't make sense. I was watching Smokey and the Bandit, never seen it, but I've always heard about it.
The original one?
Yeah, I watched Smokey and the Bandit. I think it's the original one. Yeah. The one with the fucking clan members.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, that's the original one.
Okay, yeah,
it was on in the hotel. We're getting dressed to go to the concert, and it was on. So I'm like watching it, and I'm like, what the? I was like, what is this? Like Smokey has like a rebel flag on his play. There's like Klansmen harassing some black guys, just like delivering chickens, and I was like, what is this? Like
they come by.
Yeah, and I was
so
like,
weird.
But what's funny is that there's a really good stunt work in that scene because they're like driving at very high speeds. There's a guy in a Klan hood whose visibility is probably not that great, jumps onto the truck and he's like doing all this crazy shit on the truck. I'm not thinking about the Klan men and like what they're doing. What I'm thinking of is like, that is a very complex stunt they're doing there, and that must be very hard. I kind of want to know how they did that. Like that's where my mind goes. It's like, but then I go back to like, wait a minute. There's like, what is this? I'm like, I don't understand this movie. I think some things just belong in the time that they do. Like if you like with the It thing, yeah, like you said, it's supposed to take place like way back in the day. So that's why the original It, with its themes and all that stuff, it made more sense because it takes place in a different time. And then when you put those sort of themes, those same themes in a more modern era, it doesn't make sense because I'm just like, that shit doesn't happen like that nowadays. It just feels very like out of place. One thing I always talked about was the Footloose remake. I'm like, where in the fuck in modern America could you ban music and dancing? Like, this makes no sense. Like, only in the 80s could you have a premise like that because in the 80s, man, 80s were lawless times, man. You could just do anything. I start to watch 80s movies now because my wife's like really into 80s movies because of her parents. So I started watching like Weird Science, and I'm just like, bro, like this movie, some elements of this movie do not hold up, and I'm just like, some of these are straight up fucking crimes in this movie. Or like
I haven't seen that. Is that the one where they make? Is that the one where they make the
yeah,
chick,
they
right?
make a chick out of that. I'm just like that premise alone is like, whoa, bro, I don't know if that's gonna fly in this era. Like, I don't think that can fly. And a lot of like homophobic slurs and stuff, and I'm just like, this shit don't fly nowadays. Oh, you're just trying to be woke or whatever. It's like, nah, bro, there was some really foul shit people used to do back in the day that was accepted that shouldn't have been acceptable. And me being like a native and stuff, I watch movies back in the day where I'm just like, bro, that is not acceptable. That is some straight up racist shit. So like I call that stuff out. You know what I mean? I don't just let it slide because like, oh, it's the 80s, like, nah, bro, that shit shouldn't have gone on.
But you like Westerns though.
Yeah. But it's interesting because it shows just how different times were and like how acceptable things were when they shouldn't have been.